guys, so it is Shay Toya. So as you can see in the title, today we are going to share my story of what brought me to become an entrepreneur, pretty much being my own boss. So I'm super excited to share with you guys. And so just a little bit about myself. I am originally from Las Vegas, born and raised. We did move to Texas in 8th grade. And then when I was a smaller child, my mom, my parents were married, and they actually, they were together, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom, had an opportunity to take care of us and not having to work. But the problem is when they got the divorce, she actually had to go figure out, not ever having a job, having to go out in the real world and, I guess, get a job. So because of this, it always kind of taught me that never depend on anybody to take care of me. To me, it's super important to be independent, to be able to take care of myself, and not to depend on any type of man or any type of assistance. So to me, that's super important, just from a little bit of my background of where I come from. I never wanted to be in the same place where mom was in. I'm not really sure of the age of the divorce, but they had to get a divorce, and because they got a divorce, she had to go get look for jobs. She really, it was really tough. And then I know she ended up working at a couple bars, and then her last, her job was actually at Walmart. And then when with her working at Walmart, I did have an opportunity to see her work hard. And she honestly always wanted us to work, to be successful and go to college, do things like that. So she did actually teach us to go to school and get, because she wanted us to have more. So I just thought I would share that with you guys, a little bit about my background of why is it that I want to push so hard. Because I just believe that, you don't want to depend on anybody. And to me, that's very important. So as I said, I was born and raised here in Las Vegas. I went to high school out here. I actually did go to Arborview High School. And so when I graduated from high school, I actually went to school at Pima to be a medical assistant. And I did that. And when I got out of school, I graduated. And then I realized that as a medical assistant, the average medical assistants make about $15 or $16 an hour. And to me, that was like, okay, going to Pima, it did cost, I want to say, probably about $10,000 or $12,000 for me to go, for me to make about $15 to $16 an hour. I just turned, I want to say, 19 years old, and I actually found out I could make more money working on the Strip. And so, I did that for about 2 years. I actually worked at the Palms, and I loved working at the Palms. I made a lot of great friends working at the Palms. And, when I turned 21, I thought I was going to become a bartender, and I still was actually in school. I did go back to school, and I was working at the Palms and going to CSN, taking classes, but I honestly not having no idea what was it that I really wanted to do with my life. So I kind of, took classes here and there, mostly took like math, English, kind of like the classes that we kind of have to take for the prereqs, but honestly really never having an idea what is it that I wanted to do. So at the age of 21, I actually ended up going to get a job at the D Casino as a bartender / go-go dancer. Honestly, it was probably one of the funnest jobs I ever had. And I did that for about I actually worked at the Palms and the D Casino, honestly, for almost during the probation. And then right before my probation was over with, I was like, hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and put my 2 weeks over at the Palms. And so when I did that, I actually only had about a week left of my probation. And then a week before my probation was over with, and I had already quit the Palms, the D actually decided to let me go. At the time, it was very upsetting that I was let go. We actually just got a car. And so it was very upsetting, that they had let me go. But honestly, it ended up being a blessing in disguise. Because, honestly, as a cute girl at the age of 21, I actually was able to get a job at this bar, not too far from the Strip, and, a few hours after I lost my job. So it wasn't really that big of a deal. And honestly, I'm glad I did, because I worked there for probably about 2 months at the next location, and that's actually where I got to meet Kevin. So that's where I got to meet Kevin, and then while I was working there, one of my customers actually got me a job at Hustler, where I did work there for about 2 years, while, within the 2 years, so I can grow my business. But while I was working at Hustler, one of my good friends actually introduced me to a company. And I honestly didn't really have a thought that I would ever want to become an entrepreneur. My idea was, okay, I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna get a good job. And then also before that, guys, I actually thought I was gonna become a cop. And I did a tour at the jailhouse. And because I did the tour at the jailhouse, and I heard inmates screaming, and they were like yelling, and I was like, okay, I don't want this life. So I didn't want that life of becoming a police officer. So because I didn't want that life, I was like, what is it that I'm going to do? And so, trying to figure that out, as I said, one of my good friends actually introduced me to a company. And I actually had no idea that I was going to become my own boss. And I never honestly seen anybody that was making really, really good money. As I said, my mom was, my parents, I never seen anyone make any more money. And our person that I was invited to this company was making about $50,000 a month, and that was probably the most money I've ever seen in my whole entire lifetime of somebody that could possibly make. Because you don't know what you don't know, and my parents didn't know that. So I was, had an opportunity to learn from somebody that was making about $50,000 a month, and see that there is, more than what I can do than just make $30,000 to $60,000 to $70,000 a year. I can do way more than that. So I just thought, why not? And honestly, when I first signed up for the company, I was like, I have no idea what is it that we're doing. I don't really understand this thing. I'm just going to give it a shot. So I did that, and honestly, it changed my life. I did that at the age of 21, 21, and now I'm 28, so it's been about 7 years, and I'm super blessed, and I've grown so much within the last 7 years, and I'm just super blessed that my friend had introduced me to this company, because it is going to provide me an opportunity to grow a legacy for my family. You work really hard in your 20s, so in your 30s, you can enjoy it, and possibly retire. And that's the goal. And we're still fighting for our dreams. And then also, working with Kevin, my fiance. It is nice to have a partner who's, in the trenches with you as well. And it has the same goals and dreams, and we can work on everything together, which is a beautiful thing. So I just thought I would kind of share with you guys my, what is it that I kind of brought me into becoming an entrepreneur. We have a huge, we got huge goals to go for. We're nowhere close to hitting those goals, but we are going to make it happen. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. Today is Wednesday, and it's hump day. But I will talk to you guys later. Thank you.